and welcome back. A lot of you seem to enjoy the vlogs I've posted in the past, giving you a behind-the-scenes look at some of the different opportunities I have as a freelance musician, especially working here in a smaller market like the Upper Midwest. I thought it would be fun to give you a behind-the-scenes look at more of a longer period, so I decided I'm going to vlog this entire month of June and show you how I balance all the different things that make up my career, like teaching lessons, working on content creation, and of course, playing gigs. This is really about the time where the gigging picks up, because in a typical month, I might perform anywhere from like 10 to 15, max 20 gigs. But in the summer, in any given month, I might be doing a minimum of 20, and sometimes up to 30 or even more. I have 3 today, the first being a fundraiser event, the second being a set at a jazz festival, and the third just a stereotypical bar gig. In order to be able to do this for an entire month, I'm definitely going to need to lower the production value of my videos a bit, so I probably won't be able to show you every step of the way, like getting in the car, loading it up, unloading at a gig, and we'll probably just check in at each different event throughout the month. But thanks for watching, and let's get into it. So much for playing outside. Here's the backline setup. D drum set. 22, 12, 16. Some sort of old Ludwig snare. My cymbals. Phosphorus 20th anniversary ride. Syncopation craft. Master hats. And my iPad here. Mounted off the hi-hat stand so no one can really see it and I can read my charts. All right, backline situation number 2. Yamaha Live Custom 18, 12, 14. Yamaha aluminum snare. Extra Maple Custom Absolute here. My cymbals. Zildjian 50s A's. Phosphorus Master 20 with a rivet. Master Vintage 22.
Like and subscribe. Malonedrum.
No backline. Old 60s MIJ. Gretsch New Classic. Same cymbals from this afternoon. Root CQ. That's all. It's 2:30, just got home. It's time to call it a night. It was nice having yesterday off, especially after how exhausting Saturday was. Today I'm just going to be teaching lessons, but I'm going to be teaching a morning block starting at 10 a.m., having a break in the afternoon, and then I'll be teaching again from maybe like 3 o'clock to 6. All in all, it's like 12 lessons, so it's going to be a long day, but I much prefer this in the summer where I can teach throughout the day, because then I can usually be done a little earlier in the evening, and if I can compact all those 25 students into Monday and Tuesday, that frees me up for a lot more of the weeknight gigs that happen in the summer. I don't think I'm going to be filming any of the lesson stuff, since that would be a little awkward. Yeah, we'll probably jump back in Tuesday at some point. Okay, it's like 8 o'clock now at night. Teaching 12 lessons was pretty exhausting. But since this is one of the few nights I have at home, I need to catch up on a few YouTube things. One of them being recording the demo for this snare drum I just built. So we're going to see how that goes, try to finish up this video. I've got a few things upstairs that came in from Fesslie and Sweetwater that I'm going to try to get to at some point this week as well. So I'm going to get at it. All right, so it's about 7 o'clock, and I just finished up teaching my lessons for the day. I did a block from like 10 to noon, and then again from 3:30 to 7. And now I'm on my way up to this rehearsal, about 30 minutes away. This is with a group called Fox Menagerie. It's a bigger band with full rhythm section, horn section, and then like 3 or 4 singers that all take turns being the front person. It seems like at the beginning of the summer there needs to be a rehearsal to go over the music and the new songs for the year, and then they do a series of gigs. And I'm not even playing a gig until August, but I'm going to this rehearsal now because it's the only chance I will get to run through this music ahead of my gig 2 months from now. So, see you there. I don't have any lessons today, which is nice. I do have a gig tonight, but it's been raining out, so that could get canceled. But before that, I'm heading up to Green Bay to visit my friend Kateri. I haven't seen her in a couple years. She's been on tour with Stephen Marley, and they're in town to play in Green Bay tonight, so it's a good chance for us to connect and hang out for a few hours. Gig's on. Seriously, it rained for like 5 minutes, enough that we packed up, and then by the time I finished packing up, it was beautiful out. Let me show you. We should have just toughed it out. Another doubleheader of gigs, the first being a lunchtime concert series in the same park I played last night. I've been digging this MIJ kit that I picked up last week, and it sounds real great and tubby, but the spurs just weren't doing it for me, so I went ahead and drilled out for some modern ones here. Hopefully that'll make it a little better for all of these different gigs I'm playing outside and keep it from sliding around. Homemade box set, 12 by 6.5, 14 by 11, 18 by 11 or 10. Fresh new classic. Jazzy cymbals. On top of all the musical things going on, I've been building this deck. She's a windy one today. Thought I was going to work more on this deck today, but the rain is slowing me down. My buddy Jason's coming over to pick up my drums because I'm playing a wedding with their band tonight, and they're gonna set everything up at like 11 o'clock, but that way I don't have to get there till like 5:30, so that's super generous. Thanks for bringing my drums.
Yes.
We played for like 20 minutes.
20.
And then they cut us off for the magic show. Start late, done early.
We're putting out 4 of his originals and 4 of my originals.
Heading up to Menasha, about 30 minutes away, for a little afternoon hit with the soft rock trio. Playing on the patio, and then gonna come back and check out this concert tonight in town with Steve Smith and Vital Information. So should be a nice day and good way to round out this long week and weekend of gigging. It's absolutely crazy that we get to have someone like Steve Smith playing right in Oshkosh. Like, this is like a mile from my house. Back from the concert. That was amazing. Steve Smith did catch me trying to photobomb him, which I'm just gonna have to own it. I'm gonna try to do a little video editing on some different things I'm working on, including a review of all of this Gator framework stuff that Sweetwater sent me, do some laundry, and also just finished up a new rail mount on this MIJ kit. So this thing is ready to gig. All right, I know I didn't check in for the last few days, but really Monday and Tuesdays are pretty regularly just teaching lessons for me, and I'm not really gonna show any of that anyways. Granted, I did about 10 lessons each day, and then yesterday on Wednesday, I pretty much just had some lessons from those days that they couldn't make it due to vacation, camps, all sorts of things. So, taught like 5 lessons yesterday, and then spent most of the day working on my deck, which is still a project I'm trying to squeeze in amid all of this chaos with summer gigs and everything else going on. So for today, my band Stuck on Blue, original jazz fusion funk trio, we're opening up for Delvin Lamar Trio, who's rolling through town today. So we're gonna get together at like 12:30 and rehearse before we have to go sound check and load in for that show tonight. Also gonna be trying to finish up a little bit more with this deck, and then I need to run over to the Square this afternoon to pay the musician who's playing that same concert series I did last Thursday afternoon. That series, Live at Lunch, is something I help book for the city of Oshkosh. They fund it and get all the sponsorships, but they use local musicians to help curate the artist week to week because we know everybody who should be booked anyway. So it's a lot easier for someone like me to book a series like that. And then the city pays me the entire artist fee for the summer, and it's my job to, in addition to scheduling those artists, get them paid each week. All right, band practice is all wrapped up, and I've got a few hours before I need to head up for load-in and sound check. So I'm gonna try to get this Festly drum set downstairs and film some of the unboxing and setup. Dinner jazz gig tonight, just a nice 5 to 8:30 set, but they want us to play on the rooftop, so I guess I'm gonna have to load up the stairs, which is kind of a drag, but This place is great. They treat us well, and they give us a free meal at the end of the night. So I'm still looking forward to it. All right, morning hit was a lot of fun. Just a quick 2-hour farmer's market patio deal. Had a couple hours to go home and work on some stuff, and now I'm heading out to the evening gig at a bar about 45 minutes away. Long 4-hour one tonight, so gonna be a long night. So it's about 10:30, and I'm definitely still recovering from a late one last night. I was supposed to have a gig this afternoon up in Green Bay with the same group playing on the rooftop of this brewery, but it's raining outside. Now, this one was booked through an agent, and the contract says if it rains, we're supposed to move indoors and play. But the venue wanted to cancel it because I think they know it's going to be slow with not only rain, but it also being Father's Day. I was able to kind of stand up for us and insist that we still get paid in full, because to me this just doesn't meet the threshold of being canceled and not being compensated. So they've agreed to pay us, which is nice, and now I get this day off to catch up on a few things, like hopefully still working on my deck a little bit, laundry, household chores, spending some time with my wife, and hopefully getting this video wrapped up on this Festly drum set that I was sent a few days ago. Yeah, so I'm going to make the most of the time I have, especially while I'm being paid for it. So I finished up my morning block of lessons, and then most of my lunch break, which is from like 12 to 2:30, and now I'm about to jump in and teach about 5 more lessons. But then I have to run over to a retirement home in town where I'll be playing a 1-hour concert tonight with a jazz quartet. This retirement home has hired me to do 4 concerts every year, usually themed out. So sometimes we do like the Peanuts music around Christmas, or a tribute to Ella Fitzgerald, or big band era music. Tonight we're doing Women in Jazz, celebrating some different women jazz performers and jazz composers. We have a rehearsal beforehand, and then we play the show on stage. Had a couple lessons this morning, but mostly it's just been out here trying to finish this deck. But on the positive note, I think I'm almost done. Maybe like 1 or 2 more days, just finishing the skirting around the bottom. So it's really just the final touches, and then I can get back to more drum projects. Got a gig tonight with a jazz quartet down at a restaurant. It's like a weekly thing. Second set's a jam session, and I'm just filling in as part of the house band. So should be a lot of fun. Okay, so it's been like unbearably humid outside, but every day it's not humid, it's raining, so I'm just kind of like taking what I can get for working out there. I've got about an hour before I need to head out to the gig, and the band leader sent out some tunes to check out, just like 4 of them, but they're kind of modern jazz, esoteric form, unique structure. And honestly, on the gig I played Monday, I did check out those tunes and try to prepare, but I felt like I just didn't play my best. And since I'm playing with the same rhythm section tonight, I really want to give these some extra time. So I worked on them last night, but I'm just going to go through them one more time so I can sound my best. It's a rainy morning out, so I'm definitely not getting any outdoor work done. But this is a good chance to catch up on some stuff at the computer. And this morning I'm working on a transcription for somebody who reached out to me and hired me to write out this whole song. This isn't something I do regularly, but maybe a few times a year, someone who sees some of my transcriptions on YouTube asks me if I can do a custom transcription for them. So it's a nice way to make a little extra money, and transcription is something I enjoy doing. And then I have a gig tonight about an hour or an hour and a half away for a fundraiser for the Central Wisconsin Symphony. I'll be playing with a jazz trio, and it should be pretty laid back. Currently en route to my gig this afternoon, which is just a birthday party at a retirement home. Like 45-minute set, and then after that's done, I'm going to a wedding of a friend of mine who's also a musician. Not one I really play with, but we have tons of mutual friends, so I think that's going to be a good time. So, yes, even when I take a day off for a wedding, I still manage to have a gig. What a day.
Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Mike Malone's YouTube channel.
I've got a rehearsal this morning with a salsa band that I play with. It seems like we only ever get gigs in the summer just because that feels more seasonally appropriate for the music. But that means we really need to rehearse when we get back together. So I'm working on some new songs just to make sure I'm ready for the rehearsal. Like this one. Also, I don't really speak Spanish, so a lot of this stuff does not come easy to me as far as like trying to sing along with the choros and stuff. But I really enjoy getting the opportunity to play in like a traditional salsa group with no drum set, so this has been a fun project to be a part of. And then after that rehearsal, I have a gig tonight up in Green Bay. It's been raining out because it's been raining all month, so I don't really know if we're going to be playing indoors or outdoors, but I'm sure we'll see when we get there. All right. Last night ended up being a lot of fun. That's probably like one of my favorite bands to play with. You know, doing the funk music with the whole horn section and everything. And I'm really glad it worked out despite the rain moving us indoors. Today I've got a recording session with Fox Menagerie, which if you remember from earlier in the vlog, I had a rehearsal with that group for a show later this summer. But the big part of their work is putting out weekly videos on YouTube, very much in the style and spirit of like Scary Pockets. So doing funky arrangements of covers, except they also do some original music, and then they have a different lineup for almost every video. We're doing a video with a singer from Nashville, the two members who kind of founded the group, myself on drums, and then they're actually using the horn section from the big band I lead, Water City Jazz Orchestra. We're doing a swing big band arrangement of The Good Life by Weezer, and then an original song co-written by that singer from Nashville and the leader of the band, Joe Slizalia. Should be a lot of fun. These things just take a while though. Like, to do those two songs, I'm probably going to be there for 4 to 5 hours. I'm going to work on this music a little more before I have to head over there, and I'll catch up with you there. Backline. Gretsch, Catalina Clove. 20, 12, 16, 14. That session ended up being a lot shorter than originally planned, and everything went by really smoothly. I think having that amount of horn players kind of put a cap on how many takes we could do. So excited to hear the final result of that. And also, I finished the deck. Back to drum projects. The last couple days just teaching lessons, normal stuff. This morning I need to head up to Nina to do a lesson at a student's house, and then I have a meeting with a wine bar where I book their music, their live jazz series. So we're planning for the fall, just getting some of those details worked out. Then I'm supposed to have a day off, so I'm gonna try to do some recording and some other stuff. All right. I'm back home, and I've got the rest of the day off. But really, as a freelancer, or me in general, that just means what work I'm going to do on my own schedule. I've had this drum transcription I've been working on for like the last month of Josie by Steely Dan, played by Jim Keltner. And I'm hoping to set up some bigger drums, mic everything up, and get a good recording of it tonight. So we'll see how that goes. '80s Gretsch, 12, 13, 16, 22, Ludwig Superphonic, Bosphorus Gold Crash, 20th anniversary hi-hats, New Orleans Ride. Let's go. Okay, I got most of it in one take. Well, most of the song in a single take, after like 3 or 4. Then I played this middle section like 20 times, and I think I finally got it. I'm cheating. I'm gonna stitch them together. Too bad. Chew me out in the comments when I post that video. I don't care. Gotta get my oil changed in my car, but luckily the place is right next to a Starbucks, so I can pop over there and get some more work done on that video I was working on last night. It's almost 3:30, and I'm just about to head up to Shawano for a gig tonight with Salsa Manzana, the group I was practicing with last Saturday morning. Ever since maybe yesterday afternoon, I've been starting to feel like allergies or a cold coming on, so I'm kind of fighting to get through the day. We'll see how it goes, but I'll catch up with you at the gig. Percussion rig, Vinyl Headliner Kungas, 11 and 12, mic'd up with some tom mics, and because we only have 3 percussionists, Doing a little left foot clave. That was tough. I need to sleep. I'm feeling a little bit better today. I think if I just get one more good night of sleep, I'm gonna be back to normal. And I'm supposed to have a gig tonight with a band that I'm just subbing with, which means I've got to learn about an hour's worth of songs. But I just got a call that due to the rain on the forecast, the gig's been canceled. It's at a cool bar, but they don't have an indoor space to put us, so it's just not gonna work out. I'd typically be pretty bummed about this, and maybe more frustrated about losing out on the income, especially on a Friday night in the summer. But honestly, it's a good opportunity for me to just recover a bit and get ready for the weekend, because I've got 2 gigs tomorrow and 2 gigs on Sunday to wrap up this month. So yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of this time off to try to recover a little bit. Doubleheader today. First hit is this morning from 10:30 to 12:30 at that bar for the farmer's market that I played at a couple weeks ago. Then I have a quick break, and then a jazz cocktail hour for a wedding at a restaurant in town from 3 to 5. So 2 gigs, but each only 2 hours, and done for the whole day by 5 o'clock. So it'll be a pretty nice day and should be pretty lucrative. The most essential piece of gear, fan. First church gig of the month on the final day. Typically I do a fair amount of these, like maybe a few a month, but with all the patio gigs and other things I've had on Sundays, I just haven't been able to fit them in my schedule. But I got a call for this. It's a church I've never played at with people I've never worked with before, and it's more of like a traditional church doing a jazz service in a park. So I really couldn't prepare much for the music. I'll just kind of have to see how it goes when I get there. It's about 7 a.m. right now, so luckily I didn't have to play late last night or anything. And then I've got another gig this afternoon with my group Jazz for 90s Kids, playing at the Opera House in town for donor appreciation event / season announcement. Well, there you have it. A whole month of my life as a musician. 25 gigs, about 100 lessons, recording sessions, rehearsals, building a deck, all sorts of stuff. To kick off July, I've got a full slate of lessons this week, a recording session, and a busy weekend of gigs with the holiday. So it never stops, but I love what I do. Wouldn't change it for anything else. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more stuff like this, too bad, because this is way too hard to do month to month. So maybe in a year. All right.